Yo, people, how you doing? Welcome to the Hub Spots. Yeah, how's everybody's day? How everybody's midweek been? It's been what? It's been Thursday. Feels like Monday just went by yesterday. Good to see you guys. Good to see you people. Good to see everyone. All right, right now, for those just joining us, this is um the Hub Spot. I'm your host, Drex. And today I will be with my buddy Mark, who's I think he's on his way to the studio. So I'm just gonna wait for him. But we're gonna be talking everything Manchester United and the Champions League, as well as the, and there's a hot topic, right? Because myself and my buddy Mark, we're actually United fans, so we've been actually having a digest of what happened yesterday. But we're gonna talk about all of that. Talk about the Newcastle PSG game, which happened on Tuesday. Talk about the Arsenal game. Talk about everything Champions League from Tuesday and yesterday as well. Also, maybe as we go in the show, we're going to be giving you highlights of what's happening, or maybe telling you the results of what's going down in the Europa League as well as the Conference League. Just while we're here, if you're just joining, please do smash the like button, please, and subscribe if you're new. We are on our road to 30 subscribers, which is actually beautiful, because when we started, it was like just myself and my buddy, right? So it's actually a good one. And today I think we're co-streaming to Mark's channel, which is Mark N MUFC fan. Yeah, you could actually check him on. He's really doing a good thing, a good uh thing on his show. It's opportunity to have him today on my show, on my stream. So just while you guys take a few seconds to just hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, smash the like if you haven't done so. I'd I really appreciate it. It help us grow. We're a young channel. It help us grow. Just smash the like, people, and I'll be back in about 10 seconds. Yo, welcome back, people. Yeah, my buddy just arrived at the studio. I'm just gonna pull him up. Ladies and gentlemen, without further wasting your time, I'll give it up for Mark.
What up, my bro? Is
Yo,
everything
I'm good.
chilling?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a little upset right now, but
Of
not
course,
not
it's
really with the team really too much. Like I'm over that. I'm more upset with the fan base right now. I'm looking at all the reactions about, and I'm like, I'm not liking it. I'm thinking to myself like, like I know we're all part of the realist community. You know what I mean? And like a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people not really trying to be a part of the realist community when you need to be real out here in life. Like we're not living in the past anymore. And I don't want to talk too much about Manchester United right now because
No,
there's so many different
but
games we could talk about.
before we digress into before we go into the meat of the matter today, right? Let me just put this out there, right? People are allowed to actually it's not we didn't lose anybody, but people are allowed to grieve, if you know what I mean. People are allowed to air their frustrations, if you know what I mean. It's part of life, right? It's part of life. After a day or two, then everybody's just gonna get by and move on from it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I was like in the group chat where you and I was like, I saw the comment, I'm like, why is everybody going bizarre? But again, I took a step back. I'm like, you know what, people are bound to they have the rights to actually feel bad. It's a fresh loss from yesterday. Not more like, I say loss because it's more like we threw two goal lead, like we threw two goal lead and ended up with the draw. So people are allowed to do what they're allowed to do, how they express their feeling. You and I, let's say a lot of people have seen it all, right? But everybody have different process to how they take the draw and takes sad moments. Yeah.
Well, I second that notion. I'm not telling anyone don't have a reaction.
Hmm.
Excuse me, sorry. I'm telling anyone don't be mad, don't be disappointed, don't be
Hmm.
upset. I'm telling everyone, take it into context. Sit on it
Yeah.
for a while. Think about think about the game. Think about what you've seen, and then when you
Hmm.
think about it, then think on the team that we saw play in the first game, and
Yeah.
think about the problems that we saw in those games, and then think about the problems we saw in this game. And if you think about it, really, right, it
Hmm.
seemed to me that the only problem was the two mistakes we had where the keeper didn't save the free kicks. It wasn't
Yeah.
defensively. We didn't have
Yeah.
mistakes in the
Yeah,
midfield.
but we're gonna
We didn't,
we're
we
we're
didn't,
gonna jump
we
we're
didn't
gonna
give
jump
up the pass. You know what
yeah,
I
we're
mean? So
gonna jump
I'm
into
just
that.
saying
Yeah.
from my perspective, it's not
Hmm.
like if the team played badly. You
Yeah.
can't single out any other player other than the goalkeeper to say,
Hmm.
well, hey, he played rubbish. If you're really doing that, I'm just being honest. If you're really doing that, you're being overly critical. And that sense of criticism, I'm pretty sure you're not going to have that energy for yourself
Yeah.
at your
I,
job, at your workplace. You know what I mean? Every single day of the week. Unless, I mean, I'm not saying no one has high standards for themselves. But at the
mhm.
same time, I'm saying that, there's some times when you're going to fall short and mistakes happen. It's
True.
part of life.
True that.
You know
True
what I
that.
mean?
But we're gonna kickstart the show. We'll save all of that for later. Let's start the show with yeah. Let's look at what is stake. Okay, we're just gonna run down. Just gonna give a rundown of the games, right? Let me see if I could share this screen and yeah. Um, just gonna give a rundown of the games and give the result and see. Okay, let me see. I need.
You got it? If you want, you could check this out and we could start here.
Yeah, 1 second. Just trying to pull up the result.
Leave it. It has all the
Oh yeah,
results, everything.
you have it right there. Okay, we could go with this one. We could go with this one. We could go with this one. Yeah,
Let's start off the show with a bang.
yeah.
Now you gotta swap us around.
Let me see. Let me move it to this one. Yeah. Yep.
Right. So, like, if you look, I'm just gonna take it into context here. Let's start with Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Jude Bellingham again. You know, another brace, another goal when Real Madrid needed a goal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Down 1-0, up 1-1.
Yep.
Bang! Jude Bellingham arrives. And I'm one of those persons that I'm gonna say, I'm like, yo, guys, let's not overrate this kid. Let him do it. Let him do it.
No, but
But
but if you say let's not overrate this kid, this guy is pulling up. He keeps putting up the stats week in week out. So at what point do you actually say, you know what, he's. You remember what my manager said? If you're if you're good enough, you're old enough. You know what I'm saying? This guy, the ceiling is right. It's still he has a very high ceiling, right? But week in, week out, he's putting in the numbers. So when do we say we shouldn't, like, when do we stop saying don't big him up? That's what I'm asking. You hear me?
Oh well, that's easy, bro. Let the season finish. Let's see what he's
Okay.
accomplished with all his performances.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much easy, bro. Like I'm not trying to be overly critical or overly,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
one type of way. I'm just trying to say that look at it like from this perspective. You know, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you want to say a player is amazing, you want to say a player should be better, you want to say
Yeah.
he's world class. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, when you take it when you take it on from the perspective of this guy has only been there for a few weeks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I get you.
You understand? So like he's
Mm-hmm.
been there for a few weeks, and let's just take into consideration that he's joining lists a few where a few have been on. You know what I mean? Before
Mm-hmm.
21, how many players have scored 10 Champions League goals? Karim Benzema is one. You know what I mean? Erling
Yeah.
Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham. You know, there's a
Mm-hmm.
short list, bro. Very, very short list. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I hear
like
you. I hear you.
Cristiano Ronaldo is on that list. Messi is on that list. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
he's joining, he's doing all the right things, but he hasn't
I was
finished
about
the
going to say that.
season.
Like he's doing all the right things. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But he hasn't finished the season. So when are you gonna be like, okay, let the season finish. Let's see where Real Madrid finish. Real Madrid plays in the final. Real Madrid wins the La Liga. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let the season finish. It's too much because then you can say, where's the consistency?
Yeah, I hear
You
you.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You could say he's only been there for half of a season.
True. True that.
You know what I mean? Look how long
I.
it like if we take it into context. It took Ronaldo a full season, then doing
Mm-hmm.
it a second season for everyone to be convinced by him.
True.
Why are we convinced by a player after 5 games? Yeah,
It's
so
not about.
like he could
It's not about. It's
no
not
it,
much about the. It's not much about the 5 games per se. It's more about what he's done in his quote and unquote short career. If you know what, like he's
no,
come
he's had
from
no career
Bellingham
yet,
to.
bro. He's had
Okay.
no career yet, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about when you tell me short career. He's not
Like,
had
okay,
a career
this
yet.
what I mean. This what I mean. Hear me out, right? I'm saying from Birmingham to Dortmund now to Real Madrid, the progression has been steady.
For
The
yeah, but
progression
that
has
doesn't
been
matter, bro. Like because the reality of it is there's players who are gonna progress from clubs in different stages and in different ways. It doesn't make his progression better because it was steady from one step up to another step up to that level. Some players might
Mhm.
go from that same Birmingham club straight to Real Madrid. What are we gonna do? Say that that player is better than Jude Bellingham?
I'm not
Like I
talking about
said, it's
who's I'm
perspective, my
just
bro.
saying in
It's
terms of
perspective, my bro. So like
I'm right.
I understand where you're coming from when you say,
Mhm.
yeah, let he's very very good. You know what I mean? But let's not say he's world class yet until he finishes the season at Real Madrid doing bits. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Then he's
Yeah.
established. This is me. I'm here. I've arrived. You know what I mean?
So
Like
what you're
we
saying
could
in
all say
essence is
Kylian Mbappe, right? But Kylian Mbappe did it at Monaco.
okay.
He won the league with Monaco,
Okay.
and
That's
then he
right.
moved to PSG.
Mhm.
So he already won the league. Jude Bellingham
True.
didn't win the league with Dortmund.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear your argument. I see where you're coming from. I see
You
where
know,
you're coming
I'm
from.
just saying, let him achieve.
Let
Let
him
the guy
achieve.
cook.
Okay.
Let him
Okay.
achieve, bro.
Let him
Like
cook.
it's all
Okay.
these young players. Like just let him achieve, and let's not be too ready to be like, okay,
Mhm.
he's the answer. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we still got there's still lots of players. You know what I mean? And we could side wide and sidewind straight and segue straight to the Newcastle because bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the wrong one. My bad. But if
Oh,
you understand what I'm
that's
saying, bro,
the
like,
Newcastle one. Yeah.
so like the fixtures and results of all the games that we saw yesterday, match day 5,
Yeah.
right? That's the fixtures for the upcoming match day. But these are the results of match day 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at those results, we talked about Real Madrid and Napoli. What a game. Napoli took the lead early. Rodrigo came in, bang, equalizer.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham came in after that. Then, Anguissa came in with a goal. No one was thinking Anguissa was going to score, bro. Let's be real. And then Nico Paz and Josuelu at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look at the
It's
formation.
holy. This who
Look,
when you see the summation, who comes in? Who comes right into your mind? Who comes straight into your mind?
Ralph Ragnick played that formation at Manchester United. And this is what I
Ralph,
keep
right?
telling people, right? Like people like to sit to talk, and they
Mm-hmm.
like to say, well, they know football and they know football, and that formation is rubbish. But look at Real Madrid is using that formation, man. 4-2-2-2,
You know when
and
you know
it's
when you're not
working.
when you're not liked, or when people don't perceive you in a certain way, they tend to poke holes at whatever you do. They tend to look for the faults at whatever you do, right? So I liked Ralph Ragnick while he was with us, but I'd love to. I kind of I would that preferred if he was taken into the role in which he was originally what's the word now, sorted out for. You know what I mean? So yeah. I want to talk about this game. This game, I don't know why. What's me call it? There wasn't a winner in this game. It looked a little bit cagey, right? But I was hoping for Real Sociedad to actually come up with a win. I was really hoping for them to actually pull up something, but it just ended up stalemate, and I'm like, how did they end up that way? You know,
Well, I mean, that's
because
also kind
this
of
was
easy
one
to
team that
explain. I
actually
mean,
we had them last season in our group stage.
in the Europa League, yeah, I know, and
Go ahead.
like we got robbed. Like it's clear, bro. Like I'm not even gonna make any minces with my words on this one. Like they robbed us a penalty. That's the only reason they won the game. They offered nothing in the
Hmm.
game. They offered nothing. Right? I thought they were gonna lose to RB Salzburg, in
No,
my honest
but
opinion, because I think RB Salzburg is a better team. Takefusa Kubo is a
no,
light in
but
their
if you
team, but he
if
he he doesn't do well
yeah.
with physical teams. He doesn't do well against physical opposition. This is why Real Madrid let him go.
Hmm.
It's the same reason they let Odegaard go. They don't do well with physical opposition. You know what I mean?
With physical
So
oppositions, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's like, yeah, he's good to on the eye and all this stuff, but he's got to put on some. He's got to learn to bounce off tackles and manage tackles. It's
Hmm.
simple. Like
Hmm.
we not. I'm not gonna make any excuses. Real Sociedad is a decent team. I didn't expect
Hmm.
them to do much. The fact that they're
No,
qualifying
but
in
but
through the
if you
Champions
look,
League is
if you
laughable
watch
to me.
that game, right? If you watch that game, it was all Real Sociedad, and how they ended up not getting one past the goalkeeper. It's what I'm trying to just understand here, right? It was all Real Sociedad, right? Real Sociedad had what, about 20 goals attempt with 7 on target, right? And
Hmm.
they had more corners, like 9. So the pressure was, they had what, about 67 ball possession. Yeah, 67 ball possession, right? Their
Hmm.
expected goal was about 1.23. So how they managed, you must say, Salzburg actually had their defensive call it, the defensive discipline intact. So maybe that's the only explanation I could give. You understand? That's the only explanation I could give for this game. Let's move on to the next game. Let's see. Is it the Arsenal game? Let's.
Hold on one second.
Mhm.
No, we got so many games to talk about. We could talk about the Arsenal. We're going to have to save up to talk about the Arsenal game. Let me finish the top row.
Mm-hmm.
There's Braga, Union Berlin, bro. You know, that was a much better game than that game you
Than
were.
the Roy Sociedad one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, like to be fair, like I think it was a much better game. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think for a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
there's lots of different things, and what's happening there?
What's
So
that?
for me, in the with the FC Braga game, I favored
Yeah.
Union Berlin because they've been in good form in not only in the Bundesliga, but they also played really well in their last few games, despite being at the bottom. They faced a lot of cards, in their
Yeah.
games. You know what I mean? As you can see, Braga got a red card. Union Berlin went 1-0 up, and then Braga came in with a equalizer. And let's be fair, Braga is one of those teams that, they fight really hard and they're
Mm-hmm.
very, very physical. As you could see, it was a very physical game. You know what I mean? End to end type football. They played a similar formation to what Arsenal played when they played against Lens. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's one of those games where as a neutral you would enjoy to watch the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is how Union Berlin lines up their
Your
midfield.
position, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they have a lot of good players who would have been top players a few seasons ago, like Kadira, Gosens, Vollen. You know what I mean? Juranovic, Diego Lete. There's some decent players on the team, so it's not something you could just discount them or anything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
tough for them that they got to draw another win, and it's just one of those things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those games, bro. It's just one of those games. You know what I mean? I'm really interested, looking forward to the other games. Arsenal, since they're at the top of the row, let's start to go on Arsenal. You could start.
Oh, that was new. No, I actually didn't see this game, so I didn't see this game, but I was just following the scoreline. I'm like, yo, it was it was an emphatic win for Arsenal. They they really put what we call it, put Lens to the sword yesterday. So at halftime it was 5-0 already. So I guess what we call it, I guess Lens they didn't have
Yo,
much to do.
you see, is there someone else rocking up right now?
Say again.
It's, yeah, is someone else rocking up right now? Can you see them?
What are you saying?
Chelsea Dan is here. Bring him to the stage.
Oh yeah, Chelsea down is here. Okay.
What up, Chelsea Dan?
What's up, man? I'm just outside for me having a cigarette, but I'm gonna quickly just turn my camera off. You alright, lads?
No worries,
You alright,
bro.
mate?
Chilling, bro.
So,
Chilling,
How
bro.
you doing, Chelsea Dan? How you
Yo,
doing?
yeah, not
I
bad,
wanted
pal. How are
Chelsea
you?
Dan to come to lead the conversation on this game because I know he watched this. So tell us your thoughts on the game, on the Arsenal game, Chelsea Dan. What's going on, my
I
bro?
watched the Real Madrid Napoli last night, not the Arsenal game.
Not the Arsenal
Oh.
game.
No, no.
Oh,
I saw the 4 goals. Tipping
yeah,
changes,
tell
but
us about
I
the
was
four
watching
goals you saw then, because I only watched the highlights myself. To
I
be
watched
fair,
the Real Madrid. I watched the Arsenal for like at least like I had both games on, so I was more into Real Madrid than Arsenal. Arsenal winning 6-0 was RC Lens should like basically had a caused a penalty. It was definitely a
Yeah.
handball for Lens. It was definitely a penalty. They should have had a penalty. They should have had 2 penalties actually, but the VAR was again made mistakes, and they had a chance to make it 3 in a minute off the post. But after that, I just turned it off and just thought concentrate on Real Madrid, Napoli with football
Mm-hmm.
power. So
okay,
yeah.
okay. No, well, I watched the highlights and then I watched a few minutes of the game today, and from my opinion, I think Arsenal played well. The team played right into Arsenal hand. You know, they came in, they came at Arsenal. They tried to press them high, and I think when you do that to Arsenal, and you know you're gonna get hit on the counter really hard because you know Arsenal has a quick forward line, and in my opinion, I think every one of those goals are very good goals, and they were served well. Their forwards were in form. You know, Arsenal has been struggling to score goals this season against lower block, mid block teams, but you know, for them to come out and put on this display after losing 2-1 in the reverse fixture, I think you have to say hats off to the
Yeah.
Arsenal faithful. You know what I mean? Hard to say it, but you know, I thought we were gonna walk away with a win ourselves, but it just wasn't to be, my bro. It just wasn't to be.
Did you think that Arsenal had an easy group stages?
Yeah, well, I think Arsenal is in one of the easiest groups.
They had, yeah, that's what I was thinking because they had they had an easy group, but I'm thinking we have to wait and see what they do round 16 on that. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like you know, you have Arsenal in a group, and the competition is PSV. You know what I mean? PSV, and then they have Lons, and the
Lance.
other
I
team
think
is
they have
what?
one other person.
Yeah,
I
who
think they have one
PSV
other.
played yesterday? They beat the other team
Hold on a
yesterday.
second. I think PSV like cruised
no,
past
they
those.
drew. PSV drew, didn't they?
Yeah.
They
They
drew
drew
to
nil.
who?
Did they
They
end up
drew
drawing
nil.
the game?
Yeah, they drew 0-0, didn't they?
It was Sevilla.
PSV?
No, they
No,
did they
they
draw?
had goals
Did
in
they?
No,
that
no, it's
game,
a
bro.
bit.
No, no, they beat Sevilla 3-2 yesterday.
Yeah, you
The
remember
other day,
that? I
Tuesday.
know
I
that.
mean, Tuesday,
You know what I mean?
Tuesday.
The
They
best
beat
two
Sevilla.
teams
Yeah,
in
they
the group
said
is the
Sevilla.
best team in the group is Sevilla, in my opinion. You know, that was the most troublesome team for Arsenal to face. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not gonna say that Man United aren't in an easy group ourselves, but Galatasaray is a much tougher team than Lens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Bayern Munich, the German champions, and they have a big squad. So it's like we weren't that team this season, my bro. Like in all fairness, but you know, if I was to talk about the Benfica game, I was having a
Mm-hmm.
field day because I thought Benfica was gonna smash Inter. You know, and you know it was
They were
looking to be
3-1
the
up, weren't they? They
result.
were 3-1 up,
They
you
were
know.
3-0 up until the halftime, and then the second half started and Inter came back. You know what I mean? David
That's what's happening. That's
Fertesi even coming in with
mm-hmm.
a goal. You know, he's a very good striker. He plays for Italy. I watch a lot of Italy because, you know, I support them for the World Cup and stuff. So, you know what I mean? Marco Arnautovic, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of people it's questionable. I would not have him in my team, you know, because he probably wouldn't appreciate me being a fan of him anyway. But at the same time, you know, Jar Mario coming out with the second hat trick of the Champions League season thus far.
Mm-hmm.
How good was he, man? You know what I mean? The guy's like what, 33 years old, banging a hat trick
And
against
he's
Inter. Mo was in the mud last night, bro. You know what I mean? Mo was so
They
mad.
shouldn't have
He's
got
lucky they
sent
came
off,
back,
did they?
bro.
I think
Was that?
if the Benfica didn't get sent off, they didn't have down to
mm-hmm.
10 men. I don't think Inter Milan would pull back 3-3.
100%, bro. 100%. Like I totally agree with that statement. And anyone thinking differently is crazy. You know what I mean? Bayern Munich, bro. Disappointing, bro. This is
Yo,
so disappointing, my bro.
what was that? What was that result all about? What was that result? Like a goalless draw. What was it all about? Like,
Bro, Bayern Munich was so much rubbish yesterday, bro. Like, if you watch the game, they offered nothing much. Nothing much. They weren't clinical. Harry Kane was abysmal. Bro, I feel like Harry Kane only played well because he was playing against Manchester United, knowing English fans are watching him, bro. Because he was
no, but he
rubbish
did well.
yesterday.
He did well
It
against
was so poor
Galatasaray, though.
yesterday. It was like he went
Yeah,
hiding. You know, he went hiding, buddy. Like he just running the game. There was no mentality on Harry Kane. He had two chances and he scored one of them over the bar. He just like
Mm-hmm.
he was so poor. He was so poor in that game.
it was disappointing to watch, bro.
Yo,
It
people,
was
if you're
very
just joining
disappointing.
in, if you're just tuning in, this is Day of Sports with my guys here, Mark and Chelsea Dan. Chelsea Dan is a core Chelsea fan. There's nothing in this world you're gonna tell him about Chelsea that he's gonna agree with you. Big up Chelsea Dan for coming on the stream. We're just doing a
Real G.
Champions League review from the Tuesday and the Wednesday game. So if you're just joining in, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Don't forget to just give us the like button. Smash the
Yeah,
like,
smash
smash
the
the
like
like.
button and subscribe to the channel, please, guys. It'd be
Yeah, you
nice.
All
know
right.
what I
That's
mean?
good support for the because they're
Yeah.
coming here, yeah, and to be willing to do things for you guys. They put all their heart out to come and talk about football and talk about Man United, the Champions League, whatever that do quizzes or everything. Yeah, just come along and just join in the fun with us guys. Because everyone loves football. And just smash the like button and subscribe. It's not hard to just hit that like and subscribe. Let's build a channel up for the guys and all that lot.
100%.
Big
And
up
like
Chelsea.
to be fair,
100.
bro, I thought Copenhagen was the better team yesterday. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
Bayern keeper had to make a lot of saves last night. A lot of saves.
so
Trust me, bro.
with this
I was scared.
result right here, do you think United stand any chance of getting the 3 points? Because I'm looking at this game, I'm like, how did Bayern draw at home to FC? Don't get me wrong, with all due respect to FC Copenhagen, right? I felt like Bayern should have enough to like put them away. 1-0,
Bro,
2-0 kind of result. But it was really
I'm
impressive. It was really impressive to actually see that
bro.
Copenhagen held their own and
I'm not putting
put
any
them.
respect on Copenhagen, bro. FC Copenhagen was supposed they robbed us. Like that red card Marcus Rashford received. I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having it. I'm
And I heard,
telling
Hey,
you,
did
bro.
you hear?
smash
I heard
the
the
ban
the
Endo
VAR.
from Liverpool made a tackle on this same day right after, right? Just the same day, one
Mhm,
day, same officiating crew, same VAR
mhm.
crew, same
No, I
technology
heard
in Europe,
the
and
VAR
he
crew have
didn't
been
get a
one of.
yellow,
He's
bro.
been let go.
Hmm?
He's been let go.
Who's that?
The guy from that game, the guy from the VAR, the guy with the final decision from that VAR game, the
He was
Copenhagen
fired.
game. Yeah, it was let go. Yeah, the one that
Yeah, well,
gave
they
the
did
was it the one? Was it the
two
ref
things
or
they
the
robbed us.
yeah?
They gave us a red card and they
Mhm.
scored an offside goal for the first goal. So I'm not having it, bro. Copenhagen are rubbish. They work hard, they play okay, but they're rubbish. We're supposed to
a
batter them.
win's a win. Ban on the batter from the side. A win's a win, mate. Any
Yeah,
day you
apart from
play,
that,
Yeah,
they
like
won.
yeah,
it's
Hats
your
off
own
to them.
fault.
I'll
It
give
was
them the
Man
win,
United's
but I'm not
fault for
giving them
being.
the respect like they're a good team in the
Jesse
Yeah,
sense
I
that
Dan.
know, but
if we
Jesse
were
Dan, I
11 and
agree with
11
you.
men, bro, we would have
guys. You
smashed
got to
them.
understand, guys. Yeah, you got to give them the cover and the doubt of your team. You was poor that day. They beat you on the day, and in the day you can't. It's
No,
not an excuse. A wins a
no, it's
battle on
not.
the side.
Hundred
Yeah, the
percent.
battle from the side. Actually, you're a Man United fan, like the rifles. Yeah, but
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you've got to blame the team for
Yeah, I
conceding that
do.
loss.
I fully blame
Hundred
the team
hundred
for the
percent.
performance, bro.
Hundred
100%.
percent. 100%.
And,
Chelsea.
and
Chelsea
also,
100%,
Dan.
bro. That's not even
the Bayern Munich Man United. If you play like what you did you was 3-1 up against Galatasaray. Yesterday night you was 3-1 up, and they equalised it. If you go and do that to Bayern Munich, you're out of the group. You're all out of the
bro.
group stages, but lads and that.
You know what? I ain't talk about it yet, but we coming to them next. I mean,
You,
okay,
you,
we
you,
leave.
you got you
I was
got
planning
you
to
got
leave them for last, but we'll
you
talk
got
about
Bayern
them.
Munich in your last game, ain't you?
Yeah. But
And I'm
listen.
saying, Galatasaray. If you do the same thing against Galatasaray, and because Bayern Munich, yeah, a good team, they are a good side this season.
Yeah, they're a good team. Like, like I being honest, like we were poor. The goalkeeping was poor against Galatasaray yesterday, bro. And in all fairness, bro, the team wasn't poor, so I can't say we draw because the team was poor. I could only
Mm-hmm.
say that we was poor because of the goalkeeping errors. You
Yeah.
understand? So for me, it's like if I could agree with you that on the day we didn't do enough, yeah. But at the end of the day, if I was to say, bro, if we defend like that against Bayern Munich, minus the goalkeeping errors, bro, we would smash Bayern Munich 3-0, bro. We scored, we
My
would
thing is,
under
Onana needs to
listen.
get
Yo,
Onana
yo,
needs
yo,
to
yo.
be off the bench.
Let's leave that game for the next. Let's leave that game for the next. Let's pull up.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
no, there's
Let's
Like
talk
nothing.
about the.
BSC Young Boys, right? 2-0 against Red Star Belgrade. The first
Mm,
goal was our own goal, a shot that bubbled through the legs of some of the defenders and then went in the net. And then the
Yeah.
second goal was a really good goal, bro. Like it was a well-teamed goal. Good performance, worked from straight, into a counter attack. They played well, cut the defense open, bam, tap in. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think it was a decent game. They're the two worst teams in the group, and it shows because Young Boys is third now. Red Star Belgrade is flat at the bottom. They're in the group with Manchester City, and it's tough. You know what I mean? It's
It's
tough.
it
No one
is tough.
expects them to get out of the
At
group. We
no,
think
but at
BSC
least
Young Boys is going to make it to Europa, but
yeah.
that's about it. You know what I mean? It's not too much
But
to talk about, guys. No offense to the
yeah.
two teams playing, but it just is what it is.
But
You know
remember,
what I mean?
we actually wanted the Red Star Belgrade to actually win that game. To actually, yeah, we wanted them to. On our prediction, we said we wanted them to win that game. I think we
Yeah,
went with the
actually, true, true.
two new
Have
game. Yeah.
you done the Real? You did the Real Madrid. All right, this game was Sevilla versus PSV. What a game! That's a fair, and it was an incredible game. How PSV got that last minute goal to win 3-2 is just unreal. You could be
My
cheering, Mark.
predictions
Yeah,
is
you
be
could be
spot
cheering.
on.
If you
You know
have,
me,
if you
because
had,
I was
if you
like,
have Sevilla in a UEFA European Cup, yeah, they're the underdog in that UEFA European Mickey Mouse Cup, and if they're
yeah,
and then now they're dropped out of the Champions League. If you have them in that group stages in the UEFA, man, they're gonna go back and win the final. I could see them winning in the UEFA European Cup because they're the underdogs in that. They're just winning it. That's that right there. They're just the dogs in UEFA thing. But
yeah,
PSV did well
yeah. They
to
did
win
well,
it
bro.
last time.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did well. They played really well. They scored some early goals. You know what I mean?
But
They scored
it's
some
it's
really
funny
goals,
because
and
Sevilla is actually sitting at the bottom of the table, right? And they have is the RC Lens next to play. So it's if they win that game, they might just clinch, and they might just clinch the spots to the Europa League. And
yeah,
you know
but
what it
you're
means.
hoping that's
They
because you're already counting that Arsenal is going to beat PSV, right? Just
of course
remember,
as of
Arsenal
course
lost
Arsenal is gonna
lost
be
to
PSV.
Lens in the game before last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I
And
know that. I
PSV
know that.
is at home against Arsenal, right?
Okay. I know
Arsenal
that.
are going to Amsterdam to play
I
PSV.
know.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be peak, my bro. It's gonna be peak for the Arsenalans, bro.
Okay.
Because I think they did well, but at the same time, I think they might, I think they might draw the game because I think PSV has to win. They're gonna come all out, and I think
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal is not so good when they travel away in Europe this season because something's wrong with them when they travel because their away games in Europe they've either drawn or lost.
Yeah.
So it's good that they won last night. They you know what I mean? PSV, and I think Arsenal is gonna shoe in to come out the group. You know what I mean? Good for them, bro. They played really well last season to qualify in the Champions League. They've been in a run of form. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's Arsenal, bro. Not a fan. You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
I'll put my money on Arsenal to win that game. Easy 3-1 win. Because guess what? No. If RC Lens, right? I think it's RC Lens. Yeah. If they win their game, that again, which I don't think is possible because they're playing home to Sevilla, so it's possible. So if they win their game, that puts them at 8 points. Now, let me
I'm,
quickly look at the
I'm
goal
just talking
difference.
about PSV staying in third place and Sevilla finishing at the bottom, bro. I wasn't saying PSV should finish
Oh,
second. You know
you
what I
want
mean?
PSV? Oh, okay. That's what you're saying because
I
I
just
feel like
want
if
PSV
PSV
to finish and to play to
to
go to Europa instead of Sevilla because of what they did to us. You know what I mean?
no, but
Okay.
because that's the thing. If Sevilla goes to the Europa League, there's a high 80% chance that they're gonna just end up winning that competition. It's their
Hundred
competition, right? So
percent. So that's why I'm telling you, like they need to crash out, bro. You know what I
true,
mean?
true, true. Yeah, I hear you. I
So
hear
the
you.
Barcelona game, I have picked I picked
I'm not going to
Porto.
say I'm not nothing
I picked Porto
in
to
that
win
man.
the game.
I'm
It
just
looked like
I'll just
Porto was
laugh
gonna win the
alone.
game, and then
Mark.
then all of
Barcelona,
a
I knew
sudden,
Barcelona was going to win it.
What are you
huh?
saying, Chelsea Dan?
I knew Barcelona was going to win this. I was going to win this game. I'm glad
I
they
was.
did. We call them broke a lot because
Mhm.
I got Frankie de Jong on my FC24, yeah, and if they win cups, the rating goes higher on every single knockout
Oh,
stages. So
you're
I'm
with the
happy.
FC. You're
I'm
with the
glad they beat Porto.
FC24 thing, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Bro, I thought Porto was gonna smash them. They lucky they got
No,
away
we.
with that.
I think we had. Let me pull up. Let me see. We had Porto to actually win that game, right?
Yeah,
You and
yeah.
I had
I
Porto
had
to
Porto to win the
come
game.
out
I
with the.
think someone else picked
I
Barcelona
think I had
myself.
draw.
I
I think I had.
I chose Barcelona to beat Porto, Real Madrid, and they did win 4-2. But then football power round never gave me the points.
Yeah, because
I
you came in late,
didn't.
bro. We can't give you the points when you came in after the game's already halftime.
Yeah, but it was
You know
like
what I mean?
it was Real Madrid
It
for
would be a
Napoli
fallacy,
one.
bro. It would have been a
It was
fallacy, bro. This is
1-1.
why I was trying to call you
Mhm.
the other day. I'm glad that you gave me your
Oh,
number now, so I can message you right
yeah,
now and
yeah.
I could get you in to do the reactions, bro. Because
Oh.
Poppy and them are
PSG should
getting
have won this game.
huh?
PSG should have won this
Chelsea,
game.
did you watch
PSG
Yeah,
this
should have
game?
bro.
won it. I did
Yeah,
watch the game.
I watched this
And all
game.
the Newcastle fans are crying, yeah. Minute penalty. I don't care. It was a penalty. They should do penalties. We was on the
100%.
phone earlier about this, and all Mark. We was on the
Yeah,
phone me and Mark was on the phone earlier speaking about Newcastle. Yeah, got PSG got robbed, and they're saying Newcastle saying they got robbed. PSG got robbed 3 times in that game, and I think they scored in the
How?
3rd minute. PSG, and then
Mhm.
apparently it was offside. He ran offside. This PSG should have won that game.
100%,
But
bro.
PSG, they
So
threw a lot of chances away. I could remember one Mbappe one where he hit it with his left foot, but it just went a little bit off the mark, right? So I felt like PSG should have gotten a win in that game, but fair play to Newcastle for holding their line. If it wasn't for that penalty, it would have ended up being a Newcastle win. But when I saw the penalty in real time, right, I'm like, he's not gonna give it, right? He's not gonna give it. But I actually remembered last season the same kind of play happened to Lisandro Martinez, and it was given. So when the referee was going to the monitor, I'm like, oh Lee, this guy is gonna give this thing. Because I was like, it came off the guy, I think it came off the guy's chest before he hits his hand. I'm like, how is that? How is that how is that a penalty, right? But we EPL fans, right? We forget that I think it's a different rule when it comes to Europe. For the English, for the EPL, if they wouldn't have given that as a penalty, they wouldn't have given that.
Bro, listen. If it was Man United playing, they would have given it as a
Mhm.
penalty. I am not hearing that rubbish, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me, bro. You see all
Wait, wait,
this
wait, wait,
suffrage
wait, wait,
and
wait, wait. So if it was us
fatigue.
playing
Listen,
and we wait, wait, okay,
hold on.
okay.
Last season, the goal, you talked about it like just now, 2 minutes ago, you was talking about Real Sociedad beat us by the same penalty.
facts,
And what
facts. Did you say that?
did Chelsea? What did those fans have? Chelsea Dan. Let him know what the energy Newcastle fans and other fans had for Man United. Hold that, bro. Three
New,
penalty calls they escaped. They're supposed to lose that game
Newcastle
3
fans,
1, bro.
are the most hypocritic days in England. All right,
100%.
they're the best club. They've got the best fans, and they reckon they're gonna win everything when they're Saudi. Now they've got the Saudis. I'm so glad because PSG has been so. If PSG had Neymar and all that team in that team, yeah, they would have got whitewashed. They would have got whitewashed, yeah.
100%.
And because now Mbappe is not really playing at his best at PSG because he doesn't want to be there, he's happy, he's unsettled, he can't wait to leave this season.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, man, No, ain't nothing. And they're never going to win. They're never going to win nothing. They're just an average club. And Newcastle, I'll tell you, fans, you've got a series. Say to yourselves, yeah, how can you be lucky in that game? Because PS and VAR helped them out. VAR helped them
100%.
out. Last night. Newcastle, stop crying like babies, mate. You're out of the Champions League. You're just not good enough. Excuse.
You
Are they sitting
understand?
are they sitting at the bottom? I think they're sitting at third position, right?
Third. They're third with the same points with AC Milan. So if
With
AC Milan wins their game against Newcastle, it's like AC Milan Newcastle and it's PSG versus
Dortmund.
Dortmund.
So PSG will have to win.
Yeah,
against
I can
Dortmund.
tell
So
all in
PSG
now
is
the
going to
two
beat them.
teams. I go and tell all in now the two teams who going home. You're looking at them right now on the screen. The two teams
two
that
They're
going
going
out.
home. Newcastle.
Bro, Newcastle
They're
and
going home.
PSG crashing out of the cup because
So you
Dortmund
saying
go and
you
smash
wait
PSG.
you say
Dortmund go and
you
destroy
say
PSG, and Milan gonna drop up Newcastle.
wait.
But
Let
no
me
matter
get
what,
let me get it straight. Let me get it straight. You're saying PSG is gonna go to Europa League, right?
I think PSG on 7 points. PSG is on 7 points, and Newcastle
Yeah.
AC Milan on.
Yeah. PSG on
So
7
if
points.
AC Milan,
Newcastle on
beats
5 points.
Newcastle,
Yeah, and Milan on 5 points.
it's on
Yeah,
5 points still. So if AC is going to beat Newcastle, I want PSG to go through because Dembele once again in 4. I've got his Champions League knockout card, so I want that to go up. So I
But
want
bro,
PSG.
you know what? I have Rafael Leao Champions League knockout card. So Milan is the one to go through, bro. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, my bro. So you could
Nah, it's PSG.
I just telling you, bro, like
bro.
in my honest opinion, when PSG go to Dortmund, they will get smashed. When St. James's Park rock up thinking they're gonna shake down Milan, Milan will shake them down, bro. Like, let's be real, Dortmund survived the game because if not for the defender pulling up the hamstring, Theo, right? Theo pull up his hand, pull his
Mark,
hamstring during the game.
PSG? What was the score? PSG and Dortmund.
Dortmund win against PSG the last time, bro. No,
Yeah.
PSG beat Dortmund.
No, PSG beat them 2-1.
PSG beat the Dortmund
2-1 or 2-0.
And this is why I say in Dortmund will beat PSG 2-1.
Yeah, I think PSG is going to win it. I think PSG is going to beat Dortmund. They're not.
Kenny Fan TV sent PSG to Europa. Yo, man, this is some big
Kenny.
Some big talk right there, man. Big up Kenny. Big up Kenny.
PSG beat Dortmund 2-0 in the last game, and it was in France.
Kenny.
You're not going in Dortmund. Let me tell you something. Them Dortmund fans.
Yeah. Kenny said PSG. Look, PSG. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Kenny.
That was last time. PSG beat Dortmund the last time, and there was in France. This game is in Dortmund. You really think PSG gonna rock up in Dortmund?
PSG will beat Dortmund.
Yeah, I want to get you guys take. I want to get your take on Kolo Muani. What do you guys like in that game, right?
Kolo Muani is okay. He having a decent start to the season so far, and the reason why I say that is because, in my honest opinion, Kolo Muani was not that good at Eintracht Frankfurt. Like my buddy's a Frankfurt fan. He always watching the games. Leo, he probably jump in the chat just now. Ask him about Kolo Muani. When Sable jump in the chat, ask him about Kolo Muani.
But I don't see anything that he does special. I don't see anything spectacular to his game, because in that game against Newcastle, the minute they took him off for that guy, what's his name? The young kid that came in, the 19-year-old. No, not Zaire Emery. There's another guy. No, Zaire Emery is injured at the moment.
Oh, the guy Will was going to sign, but he went Barcoda.
Yeah, that's the guy. Barcoda. Yeah, that's the guy. You're right. Thank you, sir. MHS there. The minute that guy came in, right, he had three chances on goal, 3 goal attempts, and they were really close. Kolo Muani didn't have any of that. Kolo Muani didn't have any of those close shave at goal. You know what I mean? But I just felt like he was more of a. I felt like he was more of a passenger than. It didn't, to me, I wasn't really, maybe he's doing a lot, but I wasn't really impressed with his contribution in that Newcastle game. Maybe it's the low block, or he's finding it hard to actually play in that dynamics of how Newcastle set up their team. But he didn't do anything spectacular for me on that day. When that Bakoda guy came in, I felt like PSG were.
The guy. If you saw him last with PSG, who did Kolo Muani? Who did he play for before? He played for Frankfurt, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Or it was one of. No, it was in France. He played for France team, didn't he? Who did he? Who did Kolo Muani used to play for after when he joined PSG? I can't remember.
Is it Frankfurt, right? Yeah, Frankfurt.
Yeah, it must be Frankfurt. FC Frankfurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, FC Frankfurt. So
and he was.
So
let me tell you something. He was there for 3 seasons. He had one good season, bro. He had really one really good season, bro. And after that,
he had really one good season. He scored back.
Yeah, tell them fellas, Dave. Tell them fellas, bro. Let them fellas know that BVB in form right now.
It was a Dortmund in form, but it's PSG.
Big up to you, David. If you're just pulling up, please. This is we're just having a UCL the Champions League review from Tuesday and Wednesday. Big up to you guys for joining us. Please do like and share and subscribe if you've not done so. I'm just going to throw this out to David. Let me hear what he says. So, David, do you think Dortmund are going to do one over PSG on the last day of the game 6? Just let me know in the comment section, because I feel like because Mark is moving some type of way. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Mark and Kenny Fan TV, they're moving some type of way. They're saying PSG is gonna go to the Europa League because Dortmund is gonna do one over them on the final match day in the group stage. So I want to hear what you take. What's your take? Yeah, let's move on to the City game.
Right. So, bro, this is my honest opinion. Leipzig had City down 2-0.
Mark, let me hear what Chelsea Dan has to say about this game.
Give him go, Chelsea.
Chelsea, over to you. Let me hear, because I
tell him, bro. Like I do.
He's trying to jump in there, bless him. Yeah. No, what I'm saying is, RB Leipzig was 2-0 up, and I just can't believe they bottled it. Got Man City back in the game. The first like 60 or 70th minute, RB Leipzig was all over Man City. When Pep did changes, put Alvarez on, it just changed from there, and then they just started scoring 3 goals. So
that boy is key.
Could they win a Champions League this season? I just don't think that they're the right type of team. Should have lost that game, Man City, but somehow they just come to a miracle and end up winning last minute of the game. So it's just like, what do you do? Do you say, is it win for Man City? I don't think it is. I think RB Leipzig should have won that game. But then you're a manager of RB Leipzig, you did one thing wrong. He took a Pender off. He subbed him off. Why did you sub? He was outstanding in that game. He had so many chances. He could have scored at least like 2-3 goals. But you decided to sub him off and put on some guy called Jens, whoever he is, and big mistake. He should have kept a Pender on, because I don't think if Pender's still won, I don't think Man City. So
100%. I agree, bro. So, I agree. I was watching the game on split screen, and Leipzig was doing bits against City, bro. Like City didn't have a prayer. Like up until the second half, on the 62nd minute, when Pep made 3 changes, and when Pep made those changes, he made the first one on the first stroke of halftime. That was when Nathan Aki pull up, bring on Ruben Diaz, and after that they started creep into the game. RB Leipzig take off a player who was instrumental in the midfield, and then boom, it was downhill from there. It was like It's like one of those things where it's hard for you to say, well, yeah, Man City is that team levels above everyone else, when it's basically a lie to say that. You know what I mean? Like, if I was to say Arsenal levels above all the other teams in the Premier League, somebody would turn around and say to me, "Yo, this dude's crazy." You know what I'm saying? You know,
No, but
because
you
at the
can't
end
say
of the
that.
day, huh?
But you can't say that.
Exactly. So it's like me saying, "Yo,
No, I'm just telling you, just so you know, you
Man
can't say that.
City." Well, exactly, but it's like it's like somebody saying to
You
me,
can't
Man
say that,
City
Mark.
right
You can't
now.
say that. That's what Dick said.
True,
You
but
can't say.
this current Man City team is not levels above everybody else in the Premier League anymore. They
No,
were last season.
I totally agree on that.
They
I
just
actually agree on that. Man
sacrificed 50
City.
goals. Three
Yeah,
players that is give them 50 goals a season. You know what I mean?
Man City's not the team like we were last season. You-
100%.
So
Look
wait. Do
where
you think? Yeah. Do you think these guys, Ruben Diaz and Akanji, do you think they're getting to? I wouldn't say I wouldn't put Ruben Diaz in that bracket, but I'll say Akanji. Do you think Akanji is beginning to feel the pressure and feel the what's the word now? The fatigue of the that comes with playing in the EPL.
I agree on Kenny. Kenny saying? Ruben Diaz and Kenji have been sleeping. They've been
Yeah, bro.
sleeping. Ruben Diaz hardly don't get a lot.
Bro,
It's
listen, it's
much what he
hard to
used to.
maintain 2, 3
Mm.
games a week, every week, week in, week out, bro. It's hard.
But
You understand what I'm
what do you
saying?
make of Juan Alvarez contribution to that game? Because the minute he
Bro,
came in,
Julian
things
Alvarez,
started going in
I
favor.
hear some fellas talking about, I heard some fellas talking about Phil Foden, right? And I just want to say this, right, bro? This is just my honest assessment of Phil Foden. He is never going to be that guy at Manchester City. He could be that guy, but not at Manchester City. Whether or not people like that or they dislike that, I can't say.
What
But what
What do
I
you mean
could
by
say
that?
is that this,
What do you
right?
mean by that?
If Phil Foden was going to be
Mm-hmm.
cementing a central attacking midfield position or right wing position, he would have done it since last season. The club would not have bought Nunez, they would not have bought Alvarez, right? Or secondly, they would not play Alvarez in that role. And when Alvarez in that role, you could argue he's just as good, if not more clinical than Phil Foden. So yes, Phil Foden as a footballer might be a better footballer right now in this moment than Julian Alvarez, But in the next year and a half, we might be talking about Alvarez is the best player at Manchester City. Understand what I'm saying to you,
Yeah,
bro?
and I agree
So
with you 100%.
I
I
So
agree
agree
like
with
on
you
that,
on
while
that.
Mark. I agree on that.
I do like Phil Foden, I think he's very, very talented. I just think that the problem with Phil Foden is that he is a utility. He's being used as a utility player at Man City. He's never going to be used as that
Just a squad
critical,
player.
crucial
Just a squad
starter.
player. You say, Mark?
He's a squad player. He's just, if I need someone to fill in here, he comes in. If I need someone to fill in there, he comes in. If these players not available or they need a rest, I'll give him a start. That's his role.
Because you're 100% right. Because they're Duco.
Not
They've
because
got
of
that.
Yeah,
Doku
Doku.
alone, but because of Julian
Yeah,
Alvarez,
Duco.
because
And then
they
that's what I'm
bought
saying.
Matthias
Outlet.
Nunez.
Doku is actually playing on the same side as
Yeah.
Grealish. So himself and Grealish
Grealish,
are actually doing himself and Grealish are actually doing the swap, right? So
the
Yeah, but then Phil
rotation.
Foden plays on that same tier.
Exactly.
Phil
Now,
Foden plays.
now
He's got Phil
what if they
Foden plays
go,
left wing. He's
what
got
if Man
Jack
City,
Grealish, and he's got Doc.
mhm. So what if Man City
I
now
totally
do
agree with
like
what
this?
Mark's saying. I agree with what Mark's saying because Foden, he's a guy. He's just a squad player that will cover his if he's injured. Doku's that Foden's good. He's a quality player, but I think his criteria at left wing is good enough with what their people are expecting him.
Yeah,
Cole
like
Palmer. Cole
listen,
Palmer is just sets with Man City, but they've got a squad. They've got a squad
you
from
missed the
like
earlier comment.
the debt. they've got a squad, yeah, where they've got a squad of good players on the bench where both sides could win in each thing. But Phil Foden, he's one of them guys. He'll have a good, and he won't be seen in the next game.
So what you're saying?
It's,
So you're
it's
saying
quite it.
because David right here is saying that Phil Foden is like a Mahrez type of he plays the Mahrez type of role in
No, that's
Man
not what
City.
he's
No
saying.
way.
That's not what he's saying.
No
What he's
way.
saying is they're missing a player who plays the Mahrez role. And that is why Foden
Oh, that's what
getting
he's
time.
saying.
That's what he's
Oh,
saying.
okay.
Because
No
because
chance.
they
He's
don't have
nothing.
that player yet. The Doku playing the Mahrez role on the left. They need a Mahrez role back for the right hand side. So I think they might go in for they might be competing with Chelsea for Lise.
So wait. Let me. So what you're saying now is when you're telling me now that you're trying to say that Phil Foden might even
He's
fall
a
down the
squad
pecking
player
order
like a McTominay,
if
bro.
they
He's
get.
a squad player. He is a squad player like a McTominay, bro. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's the reality of his position at Manchester City. He's not a starter. He's not going to be a starter in the future, bro. Unless he do some kind of madness in the next 6 games. He's forever a squad player, utility rotational player, bro. It's just the
So, but
reality. It's not
now,
whether it's not.
And you got to
now,
understand,
now,
and you got to understand Dex and Mark here. You've got to understand he's come from the comedy. It's not
yeah,
like they actually been and paid out a lot of money for him. So
that's
he's
right.
a
100%.
squad
Phil
depth player.
Foden probably barely making 60
I think
£60,000
Phil
a week.
Foden is one of them overrated. He has a good
I don't
game.
think he really overrated, Chelsea, Dan. I just think that he's not getting the game time consistently to be that star player in the midfield. I just think if he go to a team like a Burnley, like a Luton Town, like a Nottingham Forest, like a Fulham, like
What you say?
even
He wouldn't cut it out at or Chelsea.
what's that?
He wouldn't
No,
cut. He
well,
wouldn't. It
it's
wouldn't be.
not, bro. Let me tell you something. Let me talk about. See, I feel like y'all
He's
guys
not
in
good enough
North
for you.
America, y'all don't pay attention to the reality of rivalry and the viciousness of being
It's
on
the
an
fact that
opposing team.
100% right.
We fans of football, we not into that, brother.
He would be
And
he would
Chelsea,
be he would be
he
a
would
good
be a
player
good
for
addition to
Newcastle.
Chelsea, but Chelsea fans will not have him, bro. You understand what I'm saying? It's like
I know.
I will not
I
suggest
hear
him
you.
for Man United because it's like
No,
you're
but no.
bringing the enemy in the door.
If you say Chelsea fan
You
wouldn't
don't bring
accept
the
him, didn't
enemy,
Chelsea?
bro. You don't bring in the enemy. It's like what we do with
But
Mason Mount. It's
didn't
against
Chelsea
all
fan? Didn't Chelsea
principles.
accept Ryan Sterling? But Chelsea fan they accepted Ryan Sterling. Arsenal
Yeah, but
fan
Chelsea
accepted
fans,
Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus.
it's different. Raheem Sterling was a bench warmer the season before he was out. Everybody know Pep was about to sell Raheem Sterling. So it's either they buy Raheem Sterling or somebody else buy Raheem Sterling, bro. Let me be real. You know what I mean?
Let me just pull up this comment from David.
We paid 35
David,
million for Raheem Sterling.
Pull it up just now, bro. I want to talk about the Dortmund game after.
We wouldn't have him. We would never have him at Chelsea because he's a squad depth player. He has a good game. He's the type like a Mason Mount.
100%.
Where Mason Mount will have a few good will disappear. It's just like that. Like I would like I'm not being funny. I Foden type would be good for like the Newcastle United, the Aston Villas, or players like big leagues like Fulham or Arsenal. We could go to Arsenal because they've got a youth comedy inquiry there. I think that's the kind of tier is here because in a day, is he going to stay at Man City for so long? I think because the Doku is outdoing him and then outdoing Jack Grealish. They spent 100 million on this. That the guy's been took off the bench for Doku. So there must be something on Doku because we was going to sign Doku for. I mean, he chose to go to Man City instead, but suddenly now he's at Man City. He's doing He's a wonder kid. He's like the dribbling and the skills. He's like and it's like a Saint Maximin,
Yeah.
but a
100%.
type better player, but
Mm-hmm.
Saint Maximin. You know what I mean? He's still young, and so and if that's they're paid what for this kid, and having Jack Grealish is 100 million sitting on that price mark, it tells you something. So I agree on Mark. It's just a bench. Just a recovery, just to come on. It's a squad player. He ain't nothing special. We're playing week out, week in, every single
Bro,
day of the week.
this is what I go and say about
Yeah.
Foden
So
to end it, right? And to get real clear and drive the message home. If De Bruyne was fit, where would Foden be starting?
He'll be coming off the bench. You're right.
fact.
So when men want to talk about whatever, and what they feel, just remember that. I know it was a decent game,
Yeah.
but they really couldn't hold up to that candle
But
to.
would you pay 100 before we go to change the subject for Africa? If Man City sell Phil Foden next summer, would you pay the 100 million on him?
They wouldn't
I
sell
don't
him
think he's
for
going to be going
100
for 100
million.
million.
No, that's
He,
what
No,
they
Phil
want.
don't sell it for
Foden,
That's
100.
Phil
the Man
Foden,
City fans
bro,
pricing
Phil
them.
Foden contract supposed to be up next season, and I think Phil Foden will go for like 60, 70 million easy. And if his contract up and he
Okay.
don't sign a new contract because he been at the club for a long time, Phil Foden not making that much money, right? Phil Foden probably making less money than McTominay, right? So I
Yeah.
75k
think,
a week.
huh?
75k a week, Mark. 75k a
Yeah,
week he gets
yeah,
paid at Man
that's
City.
about the same as McTominay, bro. I think McTominay making 80K a week or something because we in the Champions League. So, in my opinion, is like if Mc- if a team like Brentford or Brighton get their hands on Phil Foden or Spurs, you know what I mean? That's a good fit because it's a team not too far off from where he is. I think any
Yeah.
one of those teams, the fan base will readily welcome him into the fan base, and he will do well. He will be the big man on campus, one of the big men, the star man on campus. If you go to Brentford, he will be the star. If you go to Brighton, he will be the star. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what you
Yeah.
want. That you want to see players build themselves at a certain point at certain clubs and thing, and then move on and really take the career to that next level because he ain't ever going to be that star, the star Man City. Maybe not in the next 2-3 seasons. Maybe if De Bruyne retire and or out for a season and they have no replacement, but like be it real, they buy Mateus Nunes to play to play in that midfield. And I
True.
bet money he's going to be playing next to De Bruyne. So where Phil
No,
Foden going to play? I
let's go.
just
Let's move on to this game. This game it's all
paranoid.
settled in that group because it's obvious Feyenoord are going to Europa.
Mm-hmm.
The Atletico Madrid and Lazio are just gonna what's it's more like a formality to find out who actually finished the group top of the group. It's Celtic at bottom of the group. They lost 2-0 to Lazio, courtesy of Immobile's goal. Oh my goodness, that guy came in and just turned the game on his head. Like Immobile was something else. Like it was something else. Two goals in quick succession, and that was it. Game over.
Mm-hmm.
Lazio are second from on the group, and that's it. So this game, I don't feel
You're
like
talking
it was
about
an interesting game. I was thinking Feyenoord could actually hold their own and do something, right? But at the end of the day, it didn't turn out to be the way I was expecting. So yeah, um, the next game is gonna be, I think, Feyenoord and Celtic. Then was Feyenoord and Celtic. Then Lazio and Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid will be home hosting Lazio. So, like I said, that group is sorted out already. So it's just a formality to know who's leading the group and who's not. Let
Lazio
me
in
see
this
what
group.
in the in the
Bro,
Feyenoord group?
I don't think it's Lazio in that group, and I think it's the other team.
Last year's last year's in this group.
No, bro, it's Napoli.
Is Napoli in this Feyenoord group?
Yeah, didn't Lazio play Real Madrid last night, or it was Napoli? To
No,
me,
Yeah,
it's Lazio.
Lazio.
Napoli,
It is
Napoli
Atletico
are
Madrid,
second in the group.
Lazio, Feyenoord, and
Yeah, Napoli way
Oh,
far
Real
points.
Madrid group. Right.
Yeah, Real Madrid,
Bro,
they're like second.
bro, the BVB game. I gonna be honest with y'all. I was picking Milan to beat Dortmund. You know, I was picking Milan to beat Dortmund. I know my buddy David not going like that, but I picked Milan to beat Dortmund, and it just wasn't to be, guys. Like
hold on, hold
Dortmund
on,
had
hold,
a few.
hold on that thought first. Hold on that thought. Yeah, what David is
Sitting.
saying. He's saying
Nah,
he's not going to
not
go for
because he's
anything
a
less than
treble winner. He
100K.
wasn't impactful in the treble winning season, bro. Phil
Nah,
Foden didn't score more than five
I'll
goals.
agree on David. I reckon it'd be a
Nah, he'll be 100 million if
it
his
would definitely
contract
be a
wasn't up
100K
for
player.
expiration, bro.
Understanding he won the
Yeah,
treble. He won
remember.
the treble with Man City.
Yeah, he won a treble, but let
And
me
don't
be
forget, he played
realistic.
the
Like, let me
games
be
last
honest.
season, all bro.
Yeah, it's about it's not about supply, it's about demand for Phil Foden. And the most important thing is he was not an important player in the treble. He didn't score more than 10 goals last season to win that treble, bro. If you understand what I'm saying.
He did score more
No,
than 10 goals last season.
How much he
And
scored?
also,
11
he did a
goals?
lot of assists.
11 goals last season and what? 3
let
assists
me
or 4
find.
assists?
No, he scored in
Let me
total,
look for.
yeah, in all competitions, he scored 15 goals.
Cool. But what stating is
Phil
this, right?
Foden.
How many games he played last season? 12? 15?
It's like
You know?
he played. I think he was 21, but he did play a lot. He played the games in the Champions League. He scored the winner goal against the first game against RP Leipzig to do an assist for Haaland. He scored
Mm-hmm.
goals in the Champions League. He scored goals last season. He did, yeah. He scored goals in the Champions season
Yeah,
towards
but
the final. He played the final.
he's not like I don't think they're gonna make him
He
100
lucky did.
million, bro.
I think he
He
scored in
will.
the final. I can't remember. I think he got lucky.
I think Phil Foden is more like 70, 80 million easy, bro. Like easy 70, 80 million. You know, I think 100 million would be. He
Yeah,
would
but
definitely have to
look at
be
the
showing.
market. But my
Yeah,
point,
that's what I'm saying.
we've
Look
got
at
to
the
be
market,
realistic now.
bro. Look
This
at the
market,
market.
is
What
ridiculous.
has he done to be 100 million? Understand what I'm saying? He
He's
was
won the
part of
treble
a
with
team
Man
that win.
City. He's won the treble,
That's
bro. You
why he
can't.
worth 70 million
my,
because he was part of a treble winning team. He's not a
no,
main character.
no,
He's a side character in the
100K.
squad. Bro. He's not the main character, bro.
It's a
No,
pet.
It's like Batman and
What he
he's
could do
Robin.
this.
no,
If he can't do nothing this season, if he can't do nothing, I'll say he's a 70, 80K player.
no, bro. The
But
Right,
guy
for
cool.
is
minute,
actually a
Moving
100
on.
million pounds player because
Yeah, let him
his
know he's
contract. He
not, bro.
has a contract
Let's
until
not
20.
talk shit, bro. He's not a
Wait,
100 million, Drex. He's not
okay,
worth
wait.
a
Listen,
100
Mark,
million.
hear me
That
out.
is rubbish.
Let me hear me out.
That is rubbish,
Let me hear
bro.
me out.
He's
He's
not
actually
a
has
he's
he
not a
has a
starter,
contract
bro.
until
He's not a
2027.
starter. He's not a main starter in the team for no season, bro. He's a rotational
British
player.
tax. Don't forget the British tax.
Bro,
Okay.
there's no British tax on
Don't
that.
forget
Let
the
me move
British
on.
tax.
Borussia Dortmund and Milan.
but
Borussia Dortmund, bro.
Mark, the thing he's
Mm.
a rotation player this season.
He was a rotation
Player
player
because they
last
brought in
season. He
Docker.
was a rotational player the
But last
season
season
before.
he wasn't. Last
For the
season he
last
wasn't.
4 years, he's been a rotational player, bro. When has he been a starter?
No, he
A
hasn't,
main
bro.
starter.
No, he hasn't. More games last
Exactly.
season, my G. He
And that
played.
was
I
showing
think he
you.
must have
So, in my
26
opinion,
games last season for Man
he's
City.
not a starter for Man City. Therefore, he's not 100 million, bro. He's not on the starting 11.
Yeah, but last season,
He's not a main
Okay.
man.
last season he
He's
was
Okay.
a
the
he's
starter
a
for
he's
Man
what
City
you
Let's
call
last
a
season.
sidekick.
let's move on. We're gonna deal with this We're gonna
Let's
deal with
move
this
on.
in another
This
stream.
is going to be a debate.
Let's move on. We have
Argument.
less than 15 minutes to go. Let's move on. Let's just wrap up this.
Right. So the Dortmund game was a
Because
pretty good game for me. I didn't really enjoy it too much because Milan won a penalty, Giroud missed. Then after Dortmund got a penalty, they scored. Then Chukwueze scored. Great goal by Chukwueze. I felt like the team was going well. Everything was going in Milan's favor. And then Malik Thiaw got pulled up his hamstring and it was over. After his hamstring went, all the
game
attacks
was
went
done.
down that side of the half, and Dortmund just capitalized and they won the game. Hats off to Dortmund. Well played, 3-1 victory, taking the points home to move to
Well
the
to
top of the
Rafael
table in
Well to
Champions League
Rafael.
group. Huh?
Well to
Rafael
Rafael
Leao.
He went. It looked like he went hiding that game against Spurs. He's world
Yeah,
class.
he went on hiding that game, bro.
He's been having a roller coaster this season though.
Yeah, you have up
He's been
and down
having a
games
roller
this
coaster.
season, bro.
Yeah.
Have to give him that.
It's been terrible this season. I'll go.
Yeah, what David has to
and
say
the way I've
about
seen
the
him play, it's been shocking.
David is
shocking.
talking
What David have to say?
about the PSG Dortmund game. He's talking about he said at home if thinks Dortmund are gonna do one over PSG. Says at home, of course, that yellow wall ain't easy to play against. 12 man is a factor when it comes to such close game. I hear what you say,
100%.
David. I hear, but
Bro,
I still
I'm gonna
feel
tell you
like
something, right?
I still feel like
Listen to me.
I still
Even
feel like
in the
it's
train stations here does have riot police. When is a Dortmund game, my bro? Riot police, full gear at the train stations, right? So I just wanted to understand the kind of heavy atmosphere when Dortmund ready to play and Schalke and think, talk about that, bro.
I guarantee you.
Proper
Yeah,
ultras fans, bro.
next
Proper
last
ultras,
game, the
bro.
last game of the Champions League, PSG is going to beat Borussia Dortmund by 2-0. Man, Mbappe's going to show up that game.
Write down
Game.
Chelsea. Write down Chelsea damn predictions, bro. I'm gonna tell you something now.
Yeah.
And I'm not having it, bro.
Mbappe's going to score. Mbappe will score 2 goals that game.
This is the Manchester United Galatasaray finale, right? And I just want to say,
Is that the song?
as a
3-1
United
up, you
fan,
fuck, chill up. 3-1
I just
up,
want to
you
say, as a
fuck, chill
United
up.
fan, bro,
I'm joking.
I'm both happy and I'm both disappointed.
Mm.
I'm happy because for the last 10 weeks, I've been watching United play football. And I've been complaining about the defense being too open. I've been complaining about the attackers being unable to score their chances. I've been complaining about the defense, the midfield being unable to create chances for the attack and properly shield the defense.
Yeah.
Right? And in this game, fellas, my defense was solid. My midfield was creating multiple chances while protecting the defense. And my attackers were scoring the chances created for them. And they were creating lots of chances. I could even say United dominated the game. And against the run of play with 2 free kicks and 2 fluffed situations by the goalkeeper on the United side. Onana, I'm not going to hate on Onana, bro. I'm going to be real, right? Onana having a tough start to his United career. This is his 18th game for United or 19th game for United. He needs to do better. And I'm going to back him to do better. We could all sit here and say we were De Gea fans and we would have preferred to keep De Gea. I would have, but at the same time, this is the reality. We're not in the past anymore, and we got to take these steps forward.
That's what I like to tell people, that De Gea's gone. De Gea's gone, right?
Did Hakim Ziyech score against Man United? Ziyech scored against
United. He scored
2 free kicks. Hakim Ziyech scored. The 2 free kicks he scored.
Can I say one thing about my Chelsea fan base? And you're the guys want this use with his agenda that you want him at Chelsea Football Club, and look what he did against United. 2 free kick goals, 3 kicks. There you are.
Listen,
no, but Chelsea Dan, I can understand why. Wait, let me address Chelsea Dan. Let me address Chelsea. Let me address Chelsea Dan.
He was drinking some Bozo sports drink. He was drinking while he didn't know now. He couldn't read the label, the language difference now. So He pick up Bozo sports drinks instead of Gatorade. So when he drink
Okay,
I'm going to
Bozo,
tell you
Chelsea down,
guys, I'm
Chelsea
going to tell
down.
you
Bozino
Wait,
guys
wait,
got
let
now,
me,
yeah.
Gator in the
wait,
milk.
I watched the game
Mark,
yesterday.
Mark,
Gaga,
let me
Gaga,
address
I'm
Chelsea
going to
down.
let you come in after it.
situation.
Let
He
me
is
just, let me
not
just,
going to have a
yeah.
game where he
Hey,
makes those mistakes
let me
again.
just battle from the side. I watched a couple of the first minute of the game, yeah, and then when I saw you 3-0 up, I thought it's good, and I turned it over. A sudden, my mate rings me, Galatasaray 3-1. I went, you what? Made it 3-1. And they're just going to score again to make it see his free kick. I went, you what? So I quickly turned it over, and 10 minutes down the line, it got 3-3. I went, oh my God, what's going on with United? They were 3-0 up. I thought I had to get onto football one power. I thought clipping that Newcastle game against me and get a comeback. And I came on the show last night and I said, oh, you're drinking your teas. You're 3-0 flopped it up. And I was like, oh yeah. And I said, I'll clip this. And you look at your face, how you are. But back to
No,
the side, the thing is with your club, with Man United, you're 3-0 up. Your goalkeepers, like me, I was telling Mark on the phone earlier. If the way he's conceding you goals like that, and that he ain't a good goalkeeper. About Mark earlier, it was rubbish at Inter Milan. The most best season he had was at Ajax. That's the only most time Onana best as a goalkeeper at Ajax. This goalkeeper, if De Gea was in goal for this game, you wouldn't conceded them goals. No
100%.
chance.
You
No,
know,
no
let me
chance.
hear, like, I just want to.
Onana has, it's broken the record to be the worst in the Premier League for conceding more goals than any goalkeeper in history. And you spent what 80 something 90 million for this
No,
goalkeeper.
40 million for him. 40 million. 40
Oh yeah,
million.
but you got add-ons, yeah. But then you spent
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much money on this goalkeeper. Dreadful for you. Honest to
Yeah,
truth, yeah.
bro.
This is why I say when Chelsea Man United game, a couple of weeks in the Premier League, have Onana in goal. Let's because one little shot like we do get in, you just let it in. But
okay.
Hakim
Let me, let
Ziyech,
me, let me,
Let, let, let
okay.
me
but
Chelsea
analysis.
down.
Hakim Ziyech think it was a
Chelsea down.
peach. It was a peach.
I'm gonna be bringing up,
No one can say that.
Dave on the studio shortly, right? I see Dave was having an issue, right? But I'm gonna bring up Dave on the studio shortly, to hear what he has to say. But I'm gonna tell you this, Chelsea down, right? The the people that wanted Hakim Ziyech off the team, they didn't do bad, because guess what? Ziyech wasn't really. It was always an injury prone player. So it's only fair. We tend to look at these players when they go to other clubs and say, okay, look at what this guy is doing here. Look at what he's doing there. Right? When he was with us, he didn't really do much. But don't forget that not everybody is going to suit your team at a particular time. When their time is up, that's why I don't cry about De Gea when he go leaving, because his time was up, he left, right? My club has been having issues getting goalkeepers after they've had a very good one for a long time. It happened with Schmeichel. Peter Schmeichel. It took us time before we could get Edwin van der Sar to steady the ship, and we were lucky to have, what's his name, De Gea. So it's a goalkeepers are bound to make mistake, and the reason why Diaz is very delicate is because when they make mistake, it leads to it 99%, 90% of the time it leads to goal. So on yours, Hakim Ziyech talk about your fan base not wanting him and all of that. Look at the other side. He was injury prone, always injured. So let me bring up Dave to the studio right now. Big up Dave for joining us.
Like, right, quick, before we pick up David, I was just going to quickly say about Hakim Ziyech. I understand his injury prone. It was only 1 foot, left foot at Chelsea, but we needed a player like that who could bang in and score good outside the box with free kicks, and he's good with his left foot outside the box. Look at the against Tottenham last season from outside the box. That left foot. Yes, he didn't get hardly play because he good. But everyone was slating this kid. But look what he did in the World Cup for his team, Morocco. The goals he scored from like 40 yards out, lobbing the goalkeeper.
I hear
There's
you, but don't forget that
we could say the
if Onana
Galatasaray
didn't
Turkey
make those
thing is so
mistakes, he wouldn't have
easy.
scored those goals. If Onana did not make those
Yeah,
mistakes, those
but I'm not going to say the third goal of the free kick was a pick. No one would have saved that. But the second one, that was a mistake from Onana because it is would have
100%.
saved that.
okay.
The
Dave,
game
Dave,
would have
what's up,
saved
bro?
that. But
Dave, big up,
big up,
Dave.
David.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, gentlemen. How you guys?
Are we all right?
Big up.
Chilling, chilling.
So what you saying? What you saying?
Awesome.
What you saying about
Interesting,
what's
interesting
your
show,
thought
man.
about the? Thank you. What's your take about this Galatasaray and Manchester United game? What did you see the game? Did you watch the highlights in case you
Yeah,
didn't see
once
the game?
again,
What's
man,
your take?
it's unacceptable from Onana, to be honest. Like, because the problem with that, what happens is that once you start having a loss like that, it now reflects bad on everybody. Like, if those two goals, honestly speaking, didn't go in, the conversation would be different now. Like, we might have been discussing the positives about the team, but now
Yeah.
the conversation is completely different. Now we're starting to focus on the negatives about the team. Although I thought the guys went out and did their thing, man. To be honest, they fought, Like, it wasn't one of
Yeah.
those, sometimes those boring compressed games. We went out to get the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's to accept that, like, I don't think at this level, I don't think it's acceptable, to be honest. That's just my honest opinion. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
even though
I hear what you
previous
say.
seasons, in the
Yeah.
previous seasons, although we were not performing at our best, there's sometimes where De Gea would just come up with stupid saves just to put us in a game somehow,
True.
Like, he'd
That's
pull up
right.
one
That's
save
right.
just to keep us in a game. That's all we need right now. We just need that spark or that life-saving thing, just to keep us in the game. And, although obviously EPL is doing fine, we were just calling him the best goalkeeper in EPL and so forth. But in the Champions League, to be honest,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're in this situation. I would say, like, he would take some of the blame. To be honest, like, majority.
No, but
I don't want to say majority, but yeah.
I hear you.
It's just my 2
I
cents.
totally agree with you on the fact that he's, like I said to myself, this guy has basically taken us out of the UEFA Champions League this season if we actually go out,
Basically,
because he's done. He had a blunder against Bayern Munich for the first
Bayern
goal.
Munich,
Like, I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Bro,
Then he
in
also
the last 3 games, he's had a blunder. Every single game, he's
so
conceded a
because me,
goal
I'm just trying to process it
in the Champions League.
one game at the time, right? Because I know for the Galatasaray game when we had them at Old Trafford, he also had a mistake. He made a mistake, right? So it's been like in the Champions League is been, I don't know, and it's so funny because most Manchester United fan, I'm not one of them, because most Manchester United fan wanted Onana off the back of the Champions League final, and everybody was like, "Oh, get this guy in, get this guy in." I was of the opinion of getting that Porto goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, right? That's the person I wanted in case if they were deciding to let De Gea go. But to think that Onana actually was, people raved about Onana from that Champions League final game, and to now be doing this in this Champions League, like, it's just bro, it's just funny. I don't even know what to say. Like, this is what we had three goals in the game. I because I wasn't opportune to watch the game. I actually saw the like in real time, but I saw it after. Like, how do you score 3 goals in a game to actually shush the fan base of Galatasaray? The welcome to hell, the hell, quote unquote hell, that they say. You went there as the devil yourself, the red devil. You actually bossed the place, only to let those, like, it was. This is gonna weigh heavily on Onana, because it's gonna put him down. Like, I just hope it doesn't put him down the way I'm thinking about it, right? Because you had all you needed to do was hold the line. Don't just hold. So now
Hold the line,
let me not put too much on Onana, right? Do you think that ETH Eric Ten Hag would have done a little bit better in terms of protecting the game. 3-1 up, what, 60? It was the 62nd minute, right? We scored at the 58th minute, I believe. There was already, okay, now let's just say 3-2 up, 20 minutes to go or 18 minutes to go. Do you think it should have been more conservative as to just still leaving the game? Because he took up Amrabat, right? I don't know why. I like it was. Do you think Eric Ten Hag has a blame?
I think it was on a yellow. I think it was on a yellow.
So do you think we should Eric Ten Hag was to blame? Should share part of the blame? Like, do you? What's your take about that?
This is what I'm saying. I don't think, even there were substitutions, I do not think they had nothing to do with the actual game. I thought the substitutions were okay. Like, if we had won the game, we wouldn't have been talking about the substitution if they affected the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my point exactly, that those two mistakes are now changing the conversation to what we are now talking about. Now we're talking about the substitution, which I think the substitution were okay, because I think, the dude was already on a yellow. So, and then to bring the young kid was also, I thought it was fine to bring some sort of energy, because we needed some legs, because we still had some opportunity to counterattack, So, I actually thought about it, like,
it's calculator time right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up soon. We're gonna wrap up soon.
Okay, I was so angry yesterday. Yesterday, I was thinking that, would Alex Ferguson actually accept this type of performance, or would he bench this type of player? Like, I would just think that maybe bench him, in a sense of maybe give him a breather and give him off the spotlight, so that maybe he can get his mind correct as well. Would that also be an option? Because, like, he's going through it right now, my guy. Like, after yesterday, he's also gonna go through it again. Like, I know it will sound bad in terms of the antics if Ten Hag starts benching him now, to be like, now we're benching him. You know what I mean?
But if Ten Hag start benching him now, don't you think it's well deserved? Don't you think so, Mark? What's your take on that?
It is well deserved from my point.
Yeah, I think benching him, like, bro, like, I was, if you could replay the stream I was talking on yesterday, doing the watch along with Poppy, you would hear me say, bro, at the second half, I was like, you know what, guy? People might say I'm crazy, but I bring on in there right now. I'd bring on Varane, I'd bring on Hannibal, and I'd bring on Kobe, and I'd take off Hoyland, I'd take off Scott McTominay. You know what I mean? Play 5 midfielders, bro, and play and one as an extra. Straw would have moved up to play the central defense, let Varane tuck in, so you'd have 4 center backs, and I'd have put Bayern there in defense, bro. But that's just me. And when I say that, it's because, like,
are you pointing fingers at Eric Ten Hag? Are you pointing fingers then? Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that's what I would have done. No. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm telling you what I would have done. But that's because that's how I felt in the moment. But at the same time, if you look at the game, 35 minutes left. We're up 3-1. We look like we could score more goals. You're not going to shut up shop. No one is doing that. Not even Klopp. No one. And the timing in between
at that time, no, you're not looking to shut up shop. I know. I agree with you. At that time,
the timing between the second goal and the third goal, it's like 5 minutes, bro. So even if you were getting ready to make a substitution to say we're going to shut up shop at 3-2, the guy just came and scored it right before you made the substitution, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not a game where United looked like we were going to lose. We always look like we had more goals to score, right? So the manager, yes, he got his message right. The defenders, yes, they kept it tight. The midfielders, yes, they played well. They created for the attackers, and yes, the attackers played well because they scored goals. The problem is our goalkeeper.
It was interesting. I'm not going to be focusing. I don't want to focus on the goalkeeper anymore. It was interesting to see that we could actually. We played them off the park when we were putting those goals in the back of the net. The first goal, the second goal, and the third. Like, it was so beautiful, because now I'm going to pick Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka did a fine job against what's his name. We're rounding up in about 3 minutes, right? Aaron Wan-Bissaka did a fine job against what's his name, Zaha. For the third goal, Zaha was just Zaha. You could see that Zaha felt like he was tired, man. Like, this guy's been giving me a headache, because he was supposed to put pressure on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka just went past him, had the ball, put it in the 18-yard, and it was 3-1. I'm like, yo, this is. At that point, because now this is me watching the game after it has ended, not real time now. After it has ended, at that point I was like, yo, we could still score. It was when we could still score a fourth goal. And I'm like, no, bro, you're actually watching this game after everything has finished. Don't get it wrong. This is a replay you're watching, right? So it felt so refreshing to see that we could actually play that type of way. And although people will say it's a transitional play, but it felt so good that we could actually take our chances, try to be clinical, because this is what we've been saying over the weeks. Be clinical, right? And it's just a shame that we only ended up coming up with 1 point from that game. Before we leave, right? Yeah, Dave, what's your take? Do you actually believe that PSG, Dortmund is going to defeat PSG on the last and the final group game when they host?
I think they have a chance. I think they have a really good chance.
Because why I'm saying this is, if who's the other person? If Milan end up defeating Newcastle, and Dortmund defeats PSG, and Dortmund defeats PSG, means that PSG is going to Europa League.
Yeah.
That's maybe it's just me not coming to terms with the fact that this PSG that they've been putting together to actually.
Bro, but Mark Ferguson, you forget last season they get knocked down to Europa League and we knocked them and they got knocked out. Europa League as well.
It's just I still find
I don't know, like I don't know why it's so sensational for you.
It's not really sensational.
Or Manchester City going into Europa. It's not like Real Madrid or City in Europa. You know what I mean? It's more surreal to have Liverpool
it's not
in
sensational
Europa right
for
now.
me. It's just because when they draw out the group, right? I was among the few people that said PSG and Newcastle will qualify from that group. So to hear you say now, first of all, it's looking like Newcastle won't qualify. Now tonight, hear somebody say PSG might not qualify might not go to the round of 16. It's all making me having a dizzy spell. Like, what's happening? Because I actually thought, now football, it's not based on feelings. Football is not based on what you think. It's based on how you play on that day. So if Dortmund ends up doing it, ends up right. But I think it's something.
I don't know if you checked the game yesterday.
No, I didn't really see the Dortmund Milan game.
Did you see the yellow boys, the boys in black and yellow yesterday in Milan?
Yeah. No, I didn't really.
They came out in numbers. They came out in numbers, and I think, in a sense, I feel like they wanted a little bit more than PSG do. PSG looks a bit like all over the show at the moment. Like, I know they're a good team. Obviously, sometimes you just can't shut down quality. Quality is just quality, but I don't know. I just have a thing about PSG at the moment. Like, you just don't know where they're going. Like, they're just coming out with results at the end of the game and so forth, especially in, anyway, they're just scrapping out points in a sense. Like, obviously, I know.
Oh no, we lost him right there.
Bro. All right, well, maybe he's coming back.
He's back.
Yo,
I think
you hit the back button like me did just now.
I think he hit the back button, I believe. You were saying, Dave, go ahead.
No, that's just my feeling. Like, I think Dortmund wanted a little bit more. Then I can't even remember like Dortmund playing in the UEFA Cup actually. I mean, in a Europa Cup actually. I can't remember the last time, but like, it's fine.
Okay, we'd wait and see because it's not too far from now. We'll wait and see what the final result. I'd love to have you here back, Dave, after the final games of the group stage, and we'll see if you get it right.
What's the standings
right now?
If it's a draw?
Who's that? Dortmund and
And
Paris.
PSG. Yeah.
If Paris and Dortmund draw, if PSG and Dortmund draw and Milan win, Dortmund still go into. I mean, PSG still go into Europa League. It's not stopping that. So let's just get that one out of the way. And I'm going to close up the shop now, guys. You know, we meant to do an hour-long stream, but, to get the guys in and involved, it took a little while. Thank you for David for coming in. That's my bro there.
Big up
This
David. Big
guy,
up
I hang out
David.
with him a lot. This is my buddy here in Germany. He's a
You know what it
huge
is, man.
fan,
No.
huge football fan. Glad to have him on. You know what I mean? He's going to be
Big up
doing
Dave.
some streams with me and you, bro, because we're gonna be doing the bragging right stream coming up in a few weeks. At the end of the next UCL highlight show, we're gonna do a preview UCL show. David is gonna be there. Chelsea Dan is gonna be here. Shout out to Chelsea Dan for coming in the stream and blessing us with his knowledge, guys. Thank you all for everyone who is joining us tonight. We're doing something different today. Today we're doing the stream from my buddy's channel. You know what I mean? But we're always co-streaming together, bro, anyway. You know what I mean? Stream on United Marks, Mark and MUFC, or we stream on that for Elite Footy Talks TV, guys. Go check them out. Like, subscribe. They're gonna bring you shows on Getafe. They're doing match day watch-alongs for Getafe with Mason Greenwood. They're also doing match day watch-alongs for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. Stay tuned, guys. There's a lot of football to come to you. And guys, don't be surprised and don't forget to like and subscribe for D-Hub Sports. My buddy Drex, let's get him up to 100 subscribers. I know he's at 31 right now, but let's get him to 50, get him to 60, get him to 70, get him to 100, guys. You know what I'm saying? And also on my channel, I'm on 51 subs
Big
and
up.
I'm trying to get to 100 myself. So tomorrow's my birthday, guys. So I'm using it against every one of you who's watching this channel right now. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, bro. Help our channels grow. Drex, thanks for having me on, my bro. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. We're going to have some streams to do. We're going to be on the Poppy Show tomorrow night, happy hour on Football Power Hour, guys. Come in, test your football knowledge. There's quizzes and the Kahoot game. Don't be afraid. It's easy, and you can, you don't even have to use your real name in Kahoots. You get to use these funny, cool-looking characters and just answer questions on football. David, check it out with us tomorrow. Guys, stay tuned for more. This has been your host, Mark, and MUFC fan, and Captain Drex, as I like to call him, David Coali jumping in, and Chelsea Dan. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next show on the next time.